Hi, welcome back to the channel. This isn't my background at all. Where am I? I don't know. This is a video here, sort of a mental health Monday. Is this gonna come out on a Monday? I don't know, probably not. That's why we need mental health Mondays. Don't laugh, you're gonna ruin the reveal. What are you doing? Okay, let's do the wine.
You just say it's mental health Mondays, but it's not coming out on Monday.
No, that was the thing. I was gonna do a video called Mental Health Monday,
Yes.
and then I released it on a Wednesday, and everybody was like, that makes sense. The comments were like, that's
so us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a big reveal now that you're aware that I've done the collab based on when this comes out. We'll see. I have no idea.
Me neither.
Well, that's perfect because the reason why I have Ro here is because apparently both of us have the exact same disabilities, the exact same brain, the exact same struggles in life. Basically, we both have ADHD and Dyslexia. So after we were able to do the video on your channel and after we were able to do the pod, I said, hey, let's talk about that because quite honestly, I was undiagnosed for quite some time, and I had no idea that A, I had these specific disabilities, and B, watching you, somebody who is a successful YouTuber who's been doing this for a long time, who has the exact same struggles, if not harder, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. I gotta tell you, it has been very inspiring to see somebody get as far as you have with the I watch you work behind the scenes and I go, oh, that's me. I do that I pass the phone to somebody else. Can you please do that, please? The emails I miss, the disorganization that I have, the time management that I cannot do. I have one marketable skill, and it's yapping. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that.
I think you have a lot of skills.
Oh gosh.
Other than just talking, you're a really good writer.
Oh gosh.
You're super funny.
Whoa.
You're a great performer and entertainer. You're super creative. I literally
What's your Venmo? I gotta hold on. That's nice of you to say. Well, hold on. I gotta pay you for that. Hold on. How much was that? I got
wrote
50K
down
to
the
give you.
list. I'm not joking, you guys. Okay, because I didn't want to forget. Okay, so if anyone listening has ADHD like we do, I wrote down a list of strengths.
That's so. I was sitting here going to talk about how much we struggle, and you were like, no, positive.
I'm going
strengths.
to talk about the strengths
Lovely.
that you have when you have ADHD.
Okay, go for it.
Do you know what the number one was that came up when I was researching this?
Is it multitasking?
Strong sense of humor. Yep.
Okay.
Second, loyalty.
Oh.
Third, you're intuitive.
How's loyalty work with ADHD? I feel like I can't be loyal to a single thought. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'll have to go into more.
Like loyal to people.
Yeah.
Loyal to people. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. This was, wow. You're forgiving.
Okay. To a fault.
Trusting.
To a fault.
You're tenacious.
Okay.
And you have a strong sense of justice.
Okay.
Those are strengths. Then I wrote down some weaknesses.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's get into those.
All right, and I don't even want to call them weaknesses, but I guess they're the quirks.
The quirks.
We're calling them the quirks because it is what it is.
We have strengths and quirks.
You already touched on it. Time management.
Mm-hmm.
My time management skills are 0, and that's because if you are ADHD, you already know. If you have ADHD, you already know this, and if you have a friend or a family member, you may realize that, like, the difference between 5 minutes and 5 hours.
Yeah.
My brain cannot tell a difference.
I
can't tell if we're hanging out for 5 minutes or 5 hours.
No, I remember we were talking the other night, and I was like, hey, I gotta go do this editing. And I think it was like 2 hours went by. You were like, oh my God, you have to edit. I'm so sorry.
You're like,
Yeah.
let's do this one thing.
Yeah.
And then 3 hours later.
I will literally, like, I just lost my train of thought. I swear to God.
All the time. So, and I've learned that with time management, like setting reminders on your phone or like timers, that really helped me before I had help like kind of on the daily with like a core small team. And if you don't have that, the reminders on the phone help so much.
I get to places way early because I have to build in the stupid time, you know? And with stand-up, it's funny because in North Carolina, I would like show up 30 minutes early, get to you, like find out where you are in the lineup or whatever. But I've been doing stand-up in New York for the last 3 years. If you get to a show on time, they're like, why are you here so soon? You know? And it's because if I know if I'm here where I think I'm gonna be, I'm going to be late. So I try to make sure I'm there extra early, just in case.
Same.
Yeah.
Do you want to see what else I wrote?
I hope so.
Okay, here. Okay, so I wrote down. Well, okay, this is a positive. I actually said super creative, I already have
That's a
that on there.
weakness?
No. Okay,
Put that in the quirks?
Wait, okay, these are more good things. Wait, it says resilient, social, you have a lot of courage. Okay, so the
Those
other
aren't
one
quirks.
is you perform well in high stress situations. So where
true.
other people would falter in high stress situations or maybe crumble or we tend to flourish.
Do you feel like when things aren't stressful, you're like that makes you anxious? You're like something's gonna happen. The shoe's gonna drop. I gotta be. Oh, a high stressful situation. Here I go. I can thrive here.
I think it's really interesting because, like, on the daily, sometimes daily functions or tasks are really difficult for me to complete.
Yeah.
But if there is a crisis, sorry, that's my dog jumping.
I just
on the
watched
bed.
him just face plant. He just tried to get up. She just tried to get on the couch and could not make it.
Coconut, come on, you want to come up?
Yeah, Coconut not making the couch was me trying to send
This
one
is
email.
Coconut. Sorry, Brady. Coco, come on. You can do it.
Let's talk about this real quick. You got 3 dogs, okay, and one of them loves me to death.
Yeah.
The other one is neutral, and the other one wants me out of the home. I was at the top of your stairs. The top of the stairs, and Coco came out like
What'd she do?
nipping at my ankles at the top of the stairs as if to push me down them, you know? Like a saboteur, almost. I already got a bad ankle, okay? Your dog is trying to kill me, I swear.
They're bullies. So I have 3 French bulldogs, and they're bulldogs.
You got 3 French bullies, I tell you.
Yeah,
Watch
they're
out.
bullies. You learn a lot from them. They're very courageous. They're fearless. You'll see videos online of French bulldogs chasing off a bear. A full-grown bear. You'll see these little French bulldogs rip around the corner and chase off fully grown bears.
So the next time I go, like, in the wilderness, the next time I go camping, I gotta
Just
bring your
bring
dogs.
one of these,
Just bring
guys.
only one of them?
Yeah.
Just one of them?
Yeah, you don't need all of them.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I wrote down one. Wait, oh my gosh. Wait.
Thank God you
I
wrote
got
stuff down. You see?
distracted.
We already got distracted. We're
See,
talking about
I got
bears and dogs and shit?
distracted. Here it is. Okay. Hyper focus. That one went in the middle.
Ooh, you know
Okay.
what? Yeah, I'll either be so like spacey and ditzy, but if I lock into something, I'm gone. That's why when I know I start working, I get over that hump, and then 4 or 5 hours, nobody talk to me. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I think it can go both ways. It can be a blessing or it can kind of be a nuisance. So just knowing that about yourself, that you can hyper focus on things, is just good to know. And there's a lot of career fields where that's really important, like for writing.
Yeah.
You like when you get a good idea and you got to get it out and get it on paper.
The
You want to
impulse I have to
hyper
have.
focus and get it.
If I'm talking to somebody and I
Yeah.
think of something, I have to write it down. I have to go, shh. This conversation's done right now.
Yeah.
I have to write, because if I don't write this down, it is gone forever.
Yeah.
And when my job is writing things down, that's money left on the table. So.
Exactly. So if any of you listening or watching this have a friend who has ADHD and they ever get a thought and they're like, I need to write it down right now, I think that's a great thing to remember, that it's not personal, it's not being rude, it's literally, we will lose the thought.
I will
It
interrupt
will-
people if I have to get this thought out. I'm sorry. If I don't get it out, it's gone. And yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I think it's definitely, it can be a blessing in a lot of ways, and then more difficult for daily life.
I can be told it's annoying. I've been told by many people that it's quite annoying, but hey, it's okay. It's my job to be a little annoying.
The other fun part of the brain is dyslexic, so that's the slow processor, which I feel like your processor might be a little faster than mine. Mine is like,
Well, the faster, I
Not.
think I almost feel like my problem comes from the speed, because I was trying to read to you a script that I had wrote.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do a cold read of my own script because I was reading through it too fast. I was literally catching myself. The words would be incorrect and the letters would be incorrect. I wrote the script. I should know how it goes.
I saw you do that this morning.
I did it 3 times, and it was embarrassing. For acting stuff, I'd have to do cold reads. Nope, can't do those.
Well, who can? I mean, cold reads are terrible. All actors hate cold reads, but there are some people who can do them,
Yeah.
but most people hate them. Most people don't.
When were you
flourish.
diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia? I'm just
That
curious.
was in college, actually.
yeah,
so
okay.
I wasn't diagnosed until later in life. And something that I talk about a lot is that, like, I wish I would have known earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I knew there was something off. My parents knew that there was something different.
That was a nice word they said. My parents said a different word. I'm
they
kidding.
didn't know what it was. They thought that I just needed some extra help in school,
Yeah.
tutoring. So we got an after-school tutor.
Yeah.
And I would work really hard with the tutor to get my homework done, and I just needed more time.
Yeah.
What would take my sister's 3 years younger than me, and what would take her a half hour to write a 3-page paper.
Yeah.
It would take me hours.
Yeah.
It would take me 3 hours to write the same type of paper as her.
I would get so frustrated, trying to do homework, because it would be we get home from school, you do the homework, and it's getting into the late evening, we're trying to have dinner, and then the stress would just make me shut down.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I said this in one of my videos. I got diagnosed. Oh, what a relief! I thought it was just stupid. That's nice that there's reasons for those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a teacher. I remember. In class, they were talking to my mom or something, and they were like, "Oh, it's okay. We're pretty sure Ro has a learning disability." So teachers, I think, when I was growing up, were just starting to become aware of learning disabilities. It wasn't as common knowledge, I think, as it is today. And I went to very public schools, very public and underfunded schools.
Very public. It was
Very
outside.
public,
very
very
public.
underfunded
Very exposed.
schools.
We're in the woods.
So I feel like they did the best they could.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were Rosanna's just a really slow reader. And that's dyslexia. So it's an issue processing. You have a slow processor. You can read and write. It just takes more time to process the information, to take it in and to get it out. I think it just takes that little bit extra time because our brains aren't wired that way.
When you're a kid, I remember the popcorn reading thing. It would be hey, we're gonna randomly pick one of you to start reading.
No.
Oh, the anxiety, because I know that I'm a slow reader. I know it's gonna sound like I can't read, and they're let's see. Jake, I go, no, and then I try, and the class is oh my God, is he stupid? And I didn't know, you're dyslexic, you're ADHD, but you're not diagnosed. And the combination of ADHD and dyslexia for me, I read very few books in my life to completion, because if I read a book, I really wanted to read it, because I'll be trying to, it's extra difficult, I'm trying to get through it. But then it's the struggle starts and I go, the struggle, the wall of text, and then the ADHD. Huh? What's that over there? And then I don't finish. I don't come back to it.
Oh, pretty butterfly.
Yeah. And then you never come back to it, But then the motivation to come back to it isn't there because it is a struggle, And then I found myself always catching the quick hits of dopamine, the quick serotonin releases, because for an ADHD person, that's a lot more satisfying than, I read that book over the course of a couple of days, and then I need a TikTok right now, Yeah. So I need a Vine. I need a 6-second thing to get my information. And I feel I communicate that way to people. I try to, as few words as possible, condense the information. Otherwise, you ever heard somebody tell a story, and you're I could tell this in 2 seconds.
When they tell really long stories, and it just keeps going and going and going, and you're
and your brain knows where it's going. Your brain goes, oh,
I've already finished the story a half hour ago.
I have
I
6
know the
other things to
ending.
do. I have to bounce around 6 other things, please. I am so busy, not with anything planned, but with things I would like to do. I have whims to get to, okay?
Yes.
No, I packed for this trip terribly.
You did? What'd you bring?
The EMF detector? Oh, yeah, I did. I showed Mike the EMF detector. You didn't see my EMF detector? You know what I didn't bring? Enough chargers. I didn't bring enough socks, underwear. I brought the EMF detector.
Okay, well, I can help. I've got extra socks, chargers. I don't have undies. We can Amazon those.
Okay,
but
all right.
we can figure all this out. This
figure all
is
that
easy
out.
fix.
Well, no, because it was I was oh no, I gotta go to the plane. There's a flight I have to catch. The time management and the planning ahead. I was trying so hard to make sure the videos that we were gonna make were ready. I was prepared for all that. I didn't pack. Yeah. Oh, whoops.
I'm a terrible packer.
Important
I
step.
either underpack or I overpack. I will be here is 100 things that could happen on this trip, and I have packed for all of them, or I have packed for none of them.
Yes.
And I forgot socks and underwear.
Overprepared, underprepared, nothing in between.
Yes, pretty much. There's only 2 settings. And then with my processing from dyslexia, you get 2 settings, slow or stop. So it's really interesting because for the combo, it just kind of, it's interesting how they work together.
This is the most all over the place interview already. We're just
I
bouncing
know,
all over
it's
the place.
great. Let's move into dyslexia.
Well, I feel with first of all, I'm a writer. Oops. That was a dumb choice on my end, you know?
Can you just change your profile description to be dyslexic writer?
Yeah, because I like pain. I like making sure every day is hard.
I wrote a grocery list one time and it was hanging up on the fridge and Mike looked at it and he just started laughing and he goes, "What is this supposed to say?" And I go, "It says lettuce." And he goes, "That does not say lettuce."
I literally, as I was jotting notes last night when we were watching that movie, I would catch myself, I space out my letters wide on purpose so that I can go back. I put the letters down and I can do them in the right order, but it's like that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I feel like my brain goes quickly. If your brain goes slow, mine goes quick, but then it's like, I got 2 left feet. You know, I'm going fast, but at what cost? I'm just falling down some stairs.
You're like, I gotta go.
For real, yeah. And then I get tired at the end of the day because I've been going all day.
Yeah, do you sleep well?
No! Of course not. No. Well, I have pre-existing sleep issues just with stand-up. All my shows are in the my work starts at 8 p.m. And then I get home
kind of
at 4 a.m.
Night schedule.
Exactly.
Right.
And then solitary confinement didn't help, but that's fine. You know?
I don't think that would help.
No, I didn't. My therapist said no, I didn't. No, I didn't. And then, stress also gives me sleep issues. So I have like a compounding issue where it's like, I'll be stressed out from not being able to get the work done.
Right.
But then the stress makes like the ADHD, dyslexia, like almost like more in an effect.
Right.
And then that just makes the stress harder. So if I start slipping, there's like a very slippery slope where I just shut down.
Right.
You know, it's a very quick way for me to get from 100 to 0. Usually everyone says the other way around. I go from 100 to 0 real fast.
You shut off. Like if it just gets overwhelming.
Yeah. And then shutting off, employers hate that.
Yeah.
You know? Jake, why didn't you do that? Oh, I saw the wall of text and got anxious. So my bad. Sorry. And then you gave me a tight deadline. You gave me a tight deadline in the wall of text and I ran that direction. Sorry, my bad. I need some wiggle room in pictures, please. That's what I need. Can I get those, please?
Wiggle room in pictures.
I need some wiggle room and some pictures. That's what I need.
Oh my gosh, pictures are great.
Well, I feel like I make sure I communicate in a way that is, I have to be so articulate and I over-explain as if I am talking to myself. Because that's how I want people to talk to me, to make sure that I get it. And some people go, "Are you mansplaining?" I go, no, I'm dumb. And I'm talking to you the way I want to be talked to.
See, I don't think you're dumb. I just think you're neurodivergent.
Oh, that's a fancy word for dumb. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke.
That was a good joke, but no, seriously, if you're neurodivergent, you have ADHD, dyslexia. Basically, traditional schools and the traditional system is not made for us. Mm-hmm. It was not made for your mind. It was not made for you.
I tested terribly on the SATs and ACTs. I tested terribly.
Me too. I tested terribly on the SATs, and because it's those standardized tests, the standardized education that is not for us. And I really do believe that going through school was the hardest years of my life because I had to keep doing over and over again what was not natural and what was very, very hard.
Yeah.
My brain did not want to do those things, and what I wish I would have known, I kind of talked about this on a podcast before, is I watched this amazing TED Talk. Oh my God, hold on, wait, I'm gonna get my note.
She got notes.
Wait,
she got notes.
I wrote a note. Yes. Okay. I wrote it right here, guys.
She came prepared with. This is my interview. I don't even have notes. You have notes.
Because you guys, it's nighttime, so I had to
I'm
write down my
sundowning right
notes.
now. Yeah.
This is the best TED Talk. It's only like 15 minutes.
Okay.
The guy who gives it is Dean. He is an advocate.
I love how
and
your
he's
first compliment for
also-
this TED Talk is how short it was. That's really funny.
It's
the best
great.
TED Talk. It's super quick.
Well, yeah, because if you have a family member or something who doesn't understand a dyslexic mind, this 15 minutes. Free YouTube video, TED Talk from Dean. He's dyslexic. He's an advocate for the community, and he understands basically what's going on
Neurologically?
Thank you.
I don't even know if that's right. Don't thank me yet.
I think
Check that in the
is
comments.
the
Check
word.
that. Neurologically?
Yeah, what's going on? And then he goes over the 4 career fields where dyslexics flourish.
Oh!
Would you like to hear the 4 career fields?
Sure, let's steal his valor. What are they?
I agree with him. 100%. Okay, so the first one is engineering and innovation.
Okay.
Because dyslexics have really strong problem-solving abilities.
I've definitely innovated some sentences. Sure. I've innovated some words. That's a new way to do that.
Just building things like engineers and
like seeing
those
the
are
things
great.
in the 3D space, being
Right.
able to compartmentalize that.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in high school, I really struggled with reading and writing. I could read and I could write, but very slowly. And I remember a teacher going, "Oh, Rogue probably has a learning disability, so she's kind of slow."
One of them.
Like she's dumb. But I want to remind everyone
Put a
that
dunce cap on her. It's fine. One of
that
those.
has been proven to be false. People who are dyslexics, the studies have shown that you have average or above average intelligence, and 1 out of every 2 rocket scientists at NASA are actually dyslexic. And at MIT, they call it the MIT disease. They want the dyslexics because dyslexics think in 3D spatial reasoning, and that is what you'd want out of a rocket scientist.
And I decided to do jokes instead.
That's also one of the categories.
Oh, is that one of the things for dyslexics?
Yeah, that's one of the categories. And they said that, and that's why the reading and writing, everyday comprehension is difficult. But then when I entered a calculus class, I had this wonderful math teacher who pulled me into a class because I think he got an inkling that I might be dyslexic. I think he picked up on it.
You got to touch that Goodwill Hunting disease. Get in here.
Yeah, he was like, wait, Goodwill Hunting, come here. Come sit down.
We got a Matt Damon over here. Get over here. Come on.
Get your little butt over here.
Matt Damon.
And then I went in front of, his whiteboard and we started doing calculus problems and it all made sense. And it was so easy. It was like breathing. So here I am struggling to write a sentence in high school, but then I'm acing AP calculus.
Can we do a sketch where you're Matt Damon and I'm Robin Williams?
Yes.
A beautiful row. One of those. Can we do that?
Yes. Please.
Good row hunting. Yeah, one of those.
Good row hunting. I love this. Okay, here's the other fields. You're going to love this. 2, this is you.
2, okay.
The arts.
Okay.
Entertaining.
Sure.
Writing, directing, comedy, all these things. Because Steven Spielberg, if he's dyslexic.
You were telling me that before. That was a huge validating thing. I remember when I was in theater. I took a bunch of theater classes in high school and college, and we were I was very fortunate to have that. Not a lot of schools have really quality theater classes. So shout out to my theater class when I was in high school. But I was trying to direct it was like a little scene, like a scene work assignment, And this girl comes up to me, and I'm just trying to direct the scene. She goes, "You're bossy."
Squeeze me, I'm a director.
Yeah, I'm a dyslexic. I'm Steven Spielberg.
Excuse me,
I'm making E.T. over here.
Director?
I'm doing Shawshank right now. Okay, was that Spielberg? I hope it wasn't. I don't know. I'm incredibly forgetful. I can't remember anything. When I got here, I had to ask Mike for stuff that I brought and lost. I was an adapter for my MacBook. He said, "You brought one of those." I said, "I know I brought one. I lost it."
I lose my phone. How many times a day? Mike, how many times a day do I lose my phone?
You never have your phone ever.
I never. I lose it all the time.
I saw
all
you
the time.
get like a really important text
Yeah.
and pass the phone off to Mike, and I said, "That's what I need."
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
That's it.
Like Mike and my sister. Mike's my boyfriend, and then my sister Molly works with me full time, and they help me transcribe.
Yeah.
So, if something comes in and I really want to answer it, and I know that it's going to take me a really long time to process the message and then write them back, I will pass the phone to Molly, my trusted people in my life, and they'll say, "Okay, this is what this is
Anybody
saying."
on the street, pass the phone. Anybody walking around, this is a very important email.
And then I go, "Okay," and then here's what I want to say. But the only time that I don't do it now is I finally learned how to do talk to text.
Yes.
So
yes.
talk to text, I don't need any help because I can do it myself.
I love voice memos so much.
Amazing.
I am sending voice memos. I send voice memos. People are taking it back. They go, "Is that a voice memo? What the hell?" I'm popularizing voice memos with my friends. I'm bringing voice memos back.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did one
Yeah.
with Adam McIntyre.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did one. I have not gotten into it, but I think I might because it's how I communicate.
Me and Turner were
It's much
talking back and
easier.
forth. I did a voice memo, and then he was like, "Whoa, voice memos." Me and Turner talk memo, which is good. Someone steals your phone, you go, I can't see it. It's all in the memo. I can't, the text isn't there. It's encrypted.
I love this.
I love voice memos. Plus, I can talk really, really fast. Clearly, we've all seen it.
You're
But
fast. He's witty, sharp, fast.
It takes me a long time to write.
Go see his comedy tour.
Takes
when
me
are
a-
you,
oh.
when are you touring? We're promoting it
oh my God!
right now.
You plugging my tour? What the?
I'm
what the?
plugging your tour. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
no. So me and Ben Malone, we're going to be going on the road pretty much exclusively in North Carolina. I tried to get some Atlanta, DC dates. They fell through. It's fine. Stand-up's kind of drying up right now, but it's fine. Hopefully after this comes out, I'll get more dates.
Yeah.
But all through North Carolina, starting
When?
November 8th through right before Thanksgiving. Basically all of November. North Carolina, November. Is what we're going to be doing.
North Carolina, November.
Yeah, Raleigh, Greensboro, Greenville, basically all the major cities. And the last show on the tour, actually, this is very, very exciting for me. The first place I ever did stand-up comedy, ever, in my life, was Good Nights Comedy Club. And the last date is Good Nights Comedy Club. And we're both co-headlining, and we're going to record that and make it a special.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's
kind of like
yeah.
a full circle moment.
Yeah, I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. Look at those chills. You see those chills? Those are chills.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Are you actually cold? Do you want me to turn off the AC?
No, I'm good. Those are emotional resonant chills.
Really?
What if I was like, I'm actually just cold, actually? Can you?
Are you?
No, I'm... okay, if you're gonna plug my tour, let me also just say, you have been the most hospitable, so gracious, so kind. When I got here, dude, I was so anxious because this is a fantastic opportunity, first of all. Like the resources that have been at my disposal that I had been too scared to ask for, I didn't have to ask. I was gonna crash on comedians' couches. I was calling up comics going, hey, can I crash at your place? And he goes, you think I have a place? I said, oh, excuse me, I meant the passenger seat of your car. Can I crash in the passenger seat of your car? And then you guys texted me like, do you want to? You can crash here if you want to. I was like,
we have a guest room.
that would be a room. That'd be good.
A guest room with your own ensuite. We've got it.
Yeah, no. So I cannot thank you and Mike and everybody enough for all of that because.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, no. I actually
Jake
was
the sweetest to my mom too. Like right when he got here, I was actually out of town, so he got here when the moms were here, and
loved hanging out with the girls. Loved hanging out with the girls.
They loved you. They said you were so nice and friendly.
I'm one of the girls. I'm hanging out with the Golden Girls. I tell you.
It was so cute. You were just one of the Golden Girls. They were like cooking dinner or something when you. I can't remember. Were they cooking when you?
They were cooking something, and I for a video that's going to be coming out soon is surviving 14 days in Rosanna Pansino's house.
Yes, it's going to be extreme, everyone.
I'm gonna have a little segment
We
where
start off by running a marathon on my treadmill. Just kidding.
Don't worry. They made sure I was sleep deprived first to make sure I could really nail it.
I'm just teasing. No, never.
No, never. I'll never work out. Actually.
Looking at both traits for being dyslexic and having ADHD, they both have a degree of tenacity because our minds don't work like the average person, so we have to work a little harder.
Yeah, and when I finally got on medication,
Yeah.
it felt like I said this. The video is called Rat Boy Summer. I referenced it a lot because that was kind of like my first mental health video because I was just like being very thankful about how I was pre-medication and how I am after medication, and after medication because it felt like I was trying so much harder just to make it to where everybody else just was, and now I get to start where everybody was, and now it's like whoa, like now it's like I have this. It felt like running with a parachute my whole life, and now the parachute's gone.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, no, it's been really exciting.
When you were learning about yourself and like how your mind worked, when did you realize a difference, and like when did you like start getting treatment or when did it come about?
It wasn't until I didn't get diagnosed until 23. I'm like 24, and for most of that, I only started taking medication like this past year. Right before all the B stuff hit the fan. Good timing, very necessary.
Right on.
But and I was also like already started to make YouTube videos again, which was perfect. But I think it was the diagnosis was huge, because there's always like the bits, like I'm so ADHD. Everyone says I'm so ADHD. Well, I got a doctor telling me. Okay, I got documentation. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. That's awesome. And then I talked to the psych. The psych goes, I agree with that. That's a double confirmation. There you go. Would you like prescription for that? I said yes, please. That would be lovely.
I can't.
Everyone thought when I was going to get on medication, I was going to chill out. Nope.
No, that's not how that
If anything,
works.
my engine's running smoother. I'm like a car that just got tuned up. I'm flying down the highway. Okay?
Yeah, it kind of makes things work in sync better. So that your mind is able to keep up with your thoughts and you aren't so disconnected, I feel like.
And it felt like being
really
able
helps.
to like instead of forcing like sometimes I'll get like spacey, you know, and I'll be like, oh no, the thought I can see the thought leaving, and I used to be like, come back, no, I need to, but like forcing that thought to come back does nothing but push it more away. So sometimes if I'm like buffering, I swear to God, I'll just be like, hold on, I have to like wait for it to come back. If I just let it come back.
You say buffering, I say processing.
That's so funny.
Downloading.
Yeah, I have like the 90s
like-
dial-up.
I'm like, wait, it's almost there. I'm almost getting it.
But like one thing my therapist said that was really helpful was instead of like forcing myself to work and then I stress myself out and then I get in that like hole.
Yeah.
It just take 10 minutes, do something else, come back.
Yeah.
And just started doing that. That was huge.
That's great advice.
Because forcing myself to do stuff I didn't want to do did nothing but push the thing I wanted to do further away from me.
Right.
If you're starting to feel that like, I don't want to do this, I want to do something else, it's okay. Do this, come back in 5 minutes, it'll be fine. And that has saved me a lot of time and money because I have to write scripts.
That's great advice.
Yeah, so I mean that's the whole reason why I want to talk to you about this is because you're somebody who has lived with this your whole life. I'm somebody who lives in my whole life, and if somebody else watching this can glean anything, then I'm glad I made this video.
I thought I was just dumb. So when I was like growing up in high school and stuff, I knew that I struggled reading and writing, and I thought I was just slow and dumb. But I didn't feel dumb. I felt like emotional intelligence was very high. I feel like I could read a room. I feel like I could understand how my friends felt.
Yes.
I felt very intuitive.
Yes.
So it's
a different skill.
Weird to be
Yeah.
said like, she's so slow. She was
The
probably
standardized
dumb.
tests say one thing, but like someone who needs to be picked up because they're down, you pick them up really quickly and you know how to pick them up. You know?
Yeah, everyone else is like, oh, I hate math, and then here I am just like AP calculus.
Well, see, I don't know if it's a different thing. Really, there's dyslexia for reading, and then there's dyslexia for math. I somehow have both.
Really?
I do. I will.
There's a range. It's
I
a
will
big
write
range.
numbers
Yeah.
in my words on a goof. 4s or H's to me sometimes. Y's or A's sometimes. No, yeah, Y's or.
My 2s change every second too.
Oh, every second too?
Every second too.
That's why I thought I was bad at math, because if I was jumbling my numbers up, let's say I'm doing long division, I switch 2 numbers up, whole problem's done.
My
whole
first
problem's
two,
out.
my first 2 goes like this, and then my second 2 does a loop every
Oh,
time.
this is a style. You got a font.
It's weird.
You change fonts.
It is weird, and I've done it my entire life, and I can't change it, and it is who I am.
Yeah.
I just want to remind people, you're not dumb.
Yeah, that's huge. If you think you're like slower than the other kids, you're not. You just are differently abled.
Yeah,
You know?
your brain works differently,
Yeah.
and I think it's genius. And I want to remind people that the third person to walk on the moon, Charles, oh my gosh, what is his name?
That's so funny. We all remember the third guy to walk on the
The
moon.
third person to walk on the moon, Charles Conrad, was dyslexic. He
Yeah.
actually dropped out of high school,
Oh, wow.
and he was a genius. NASA loved him, and he's the guy that you would want to be stuck in a spaceship with, a space station with, because dyslexics will think of if something goes wrong while you're floating in space. They have that 3D spatial reasoning, especially if you have all the calculus training and history. You can think of 100 ways to fix that thing.
Problem solving's huge. Yeah.
Huge problem solvers. They're good at it. They do it effortlessly. And I think when it's coupled with ADHD, they also perform well in high stress situations. So somebody who's dyslexic and has ADHD, you would want them on your rocket ship. Because
You're like an Avenger. You're like,
Yeah.
you're like Hawkeye.
You're literally like,
yeah.
They're like, this part has broken off and we're spiraling out of control. A dyslexic who has ADHD will be like, here's 200 ways to fix it, and that one. I think it's
And
that
they
one.
do it on impulse too. They don't even
Yep.
think about it. They just jump on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that type of thinking is genius in and of itself. And just because you have a hard time reading and writing, like daily functioning in our society, that is more difficult. It doesn't mean that you don't serve a purpose. Like there's so many other fields, and I wish I would have done this growing up. Explore these 4 fields.
Yeah, before we wrap up, I want you to get into those 4 fields. Yeah.
Engineering and innovation, the arts, architecture, because that's also building,
Right.
3D spatial reasoning, and entrepreneurship, business.
Okay.
35% of all entrepreneurs are dyslexic, and 40% of self-made millionaires are dyslexic. So these are fields that you can excel in, and there are things that I wish that I would have known growing up, because I think what happens to people who are dyslexic is really sad. I was doing the research, and
well, getting the diagnosis is huge. Like understanding like where you are, understanding yourself. I mean, you were talking earlier about like how much easier it was for like me to figure out like my work balance.
Right.
Another thing in like relationships, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I got to tell people, if I interrupt you, it's not personal. I'm so sorry. You know, or if I'm forgetful, I'm so sorry. You know, or if I'm spacey, I swear to God, treat it like a disability. Because I feel like I put in extra effort to overcompensate for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But as long as you have the context personally and you're able to communicate that context to other people, it's all about understanding, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was doing this research, and I saw that 1 out of 5 people, that's what they're guessing statistically, are dyslexic.
Whoa!
That's
huge.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that means there's probably, out of that 1 of 5, how many of those people are undiagnosed who have no idea?
Yeah.
That's
and
insane.
They said that basically 35% of dyslexics drop out of high school.
Huh. Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, structured education systems aren't meant for dyslexics. And just know that if you are dyslexic, just tough it out. That's my best advice. Get through it the best you can, because after you're out of school,
night and day difference. Night and day.
Flourish. And really, I would just encourage everyone to try to lean into and try career paths or vocational callings in those 4 categories, because I wish someone would have told me back then, but I didn't know I was dyslexic back then. I just thought I was slow. I thought I was a bad reader. I thought I was dumb.
Oh, it made me anxious. I didn't want to ask for help, because asking for help made me like, oh, you need extra help, and you need extra help for it. You know, like it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to understand who you are, and then like actually use that to your advantage, even not even just getting over your disabilities, but using your strengths even.
And I was embarrassed by it for many years. I didn't want to tell anyone because I was scared they would judge me. And
avoid reading. Yeah, completely.
I would try to hide it, and then when I got to college, I couldn't hide it anymore. I needed help. So my college had a program, student services, where you could bring your papers and do tutoring. And I was in student services every day. Every day they were helping me proofread my papers. They were helping me.
That's great.
And then I got to know some of the women who worked there very well, because I was there every day. I lived there. I didn't
clocking in, Ro? You're working?
Pretty much. And I remember one of the women just said, Ro, I just want to say how proud I am of you for coming in here and fighting for your education despite being so dyslexic. Yeah. And I just went, I'm not dyslexic. What? How do you think that?
She said, huh? What?
Why would you say that? I just have a really hard time reading and writing. And then she goes, oh, honey.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, I didn't. I'm the one to tell you?
She referred me to people where I could get where I could get tested and diagnosed. Yeah. And turns out she was... She
clocked you.
I mean, she said it was very obvious.
You had a shirt that said "I'm dyslexic," and you're like, "Huh? What? Me? No, no. The words are just jumping around sometimes."
Did you ever try to hide it?
I just didn't. I just avoided stuff that made me like feel like oh, that's difficult to do, so I'll just not do that. But then like with stand up, I would write out the whole bits, but like pen and paper, and then I would just get it to where it was just like, oh, I know what that joke is. If I write like 1 or 2 words, I know what that is going to be. Like I would write notes, but I wouldn't do like long form, one of those. And my ADHD is kicking in. Where's my thought going? Where was that going? What were we talking about? Perfect example of me forget what I'm talking about in real time. But you were talking about, did I ever like notice I was dyslexic? Was there ever struggles like when I was reading and writing when I was a kid? You were talking about the different like types of avenues that you can do. One of which is being entertainment. Yeah. I'm a writer and I'm dyslexic, and I still do stand up. I still write. I literally write scripts for a living. So if you're dyslexic or have ADHD, or even if you don't, I do have stand up comedy writing workshops on my Patreon. If you go to the Patreon. I plug the Patreon. This is it's the highlight of my month every single month. We do them twice a month.
I support it fully.
If you have jokes, if you've never done stand-up before, we have people in there who've been doing stand-up for a while, people who have never done stand-up before. We just bring jokes and comics before shows. They just have their jokes laid out and they go, we punch up each other's jokes. It's literally exactly that, but in a Discord chat, a safe one, a good one, a very good Discord chat. Very, very good, happy, healthy Discord chat. And the access to that Discord chat is on my Patreon. So if you're interested in that avenue or any other avenues that Ro here presented, then you're not dumb. You're just, different, and that's good. So.
Yeah, different is good. And don't let anyone tell you just because you're different you can't do something. Because guess what? I'm dyslexic, and I'm a New York Times bestselling author.
And I crashed on her couch. So.
Suck on that.
Suck on that.
No, I shouldn't say her name. My teacher who called me.
You're calling out a very specific teacher's name. That's funny. In lieu of calling out that very specific teacher's name, I'm going to ask, like and subscribe, all that jazz.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.